Good morning, pregame crew. I'm logging on super early because number one, I want to say hi to y'all and I'm anxious to get started. Number two, it is GDP day and we have data coming out and I just like hanging out with y'all. And I definitely don't want to say 6:22, 12:22, 22. So if I log in at 6:18, that's less twos in my life. Good morning. Welcome to the pregame show. If you're joining us from TradingView, YouTube, wherever you may be joining us from, welcome. We'll officially get started in 12 minutes at 6:30 a.m. Mountain Time. And that's down here in the far right corner of my screen. You can see the time is currently 8:19 a.m. Mountain Time. That's when I get started with the indices, commodities, crypto, movers, and shakers of the day. Between now and then, I say hello to my friends because I really love them. And I do a few chart requests, I do the audio visual check, and then I'll get started with all of our happenings. So let me say hi to my friends. Hey, Night Truck. Hey, Anthony, Topher, Virgil. Let's make money. How about that? Let's just make money if the setups are there. If they're not, we're going to smile and wave. Hey, Greg, Rachel, Katie, Andre. Good morning, Casey. Hey, Paul. Lisa, thank you, Night Truck. Thank you, Andre. Thank you, Mal. This is the earliest I've gotten started, I think, ever. I just was eager to get on. So you early birds, give me your chart request and I will answer them for you because you are special today. You're actually special every day. I have my son coming to town today. It's just going to be a fun day for me. My son's birthday was this week, taking him out to eat seafood, his favorite, and then Top Golf. I'd love to hear your holiday plans. And then again, if you need chart requests, let's hit them. Let's hit it. I didn't look at Ford this morning. I've been following that one from that 11-12 hit. Man, what a trade. Boyle, okay, you want to look at Nat Gas? Hi, Glass Eye from the Netherlands. Okay, willingness to change and grow. I like your name, by the way. I will look at Nat Gas because when we are trading, so let's look at Boyle initially. Boyle is that a 2-time or 3-time leveraged for Nat Gas, and Cold is the opposite. Cold is short and Boyle is long. So Nat Gas is falling pretty hard. I actually just had someone ask me about it. Nat Gas coming down hard with another daily bear break, $5 psych support next, inventory today. And I was asked, is there news? I haven't seen any. I think that with commodities, with low volume mornings, that we can have bears and bulls that are opportunistic and they're like, okay, I see an opening. There's low volume. I can take it down and take it down hard and fast. And I don't have anyone playing defense. It's kind of like a wide open layup in basketball. Nobody's back on defense, so you just take advantage of it. And this low liquidity environment, that's what I think is happening here. But $5 is your next support on Nat Gas. Remember, daily low or high. We're in a daily downtrend. We're in a weekly downtrend. We're in a monthly downtrend. We don't have a lot going for us. So buying dips aren't prudent. They're really high risk. And at this point, we're just catching falling knives. So I would say, as I always say, in this V shape, let's buy on this side and not this side if you're looking for a long and Boyle. Thank you, Rob. I appreciate it. Hi, intuitive guy in Italy. Buongiorno. Trader Satoshi. Okay, let me back up. UAA for Paul. Under Armour. Didn't they get a new CEO yesterday? Did I read that? Weekly is healthy. Don't like that upper wick from last week, but that was FOMC week. We have a lot of ugly upper wicks from last week. Daily, 940. 937, 940 double bottom, pretty important to hold. Bears will be looking to top fish the next bounce, looking for a daily lower high. Pretty sloppy action, actually. So I think they did get that news. That's what that spike is, up in after hours action. 971 is your support. 973, 971 is a double bottom from yesterday in after hours action. So, and your resistance is 1005, the high of yesterday. Pretty messy up here, actually. I'd be a more comfortable bear on spikes than I would be a bull on pullbacks. PSNY. Good morning. Okay, weekly high or low is possible, but we're not in a weekly uptrend. When we see these moves, let me draw it out on the black screen. Okay, so when we have a weekly uptrend and then we have a big pull and we pull back, a high or low is the more likely scenario because of the preceding trend. In this scenario, the preceding trend is still down. So yes, distance-wise, we have enough room for a weekly high or low, but we've already given back about 85% of that move. So pretty weak. What's that gap on the daily? Gap is at 460. We filled that gap to the penny. That's pretty good. So bears are just looking to top fish. What I would do on this name is the first hourly overbought that we get, I would say short that sucker. And this is how I do that. Tell me when RSI gets to 70. And I short it. And then I have an example on how to trade RSI. I never base trades simply on RSI. I should never say never. Price action is my most overarching principle and guiding principle in my trade direction and clues. However, I just want to show you how important RSI, the role it can play. I have an example for it. GDP is in 6 minutes. 6 minutes, Dougie Fresh, you're on. Okay, let's look at what the expectation is. Just give me a second while I clear this. Come on. Okay, so GDP, we're expecting 2.9. 2.9 on the general GDP, and that is in 4 minutes. And I am not going to get in the game of having to interpret the fundamental. If it's below, what does that mean? If it's above, what does that mean? Because we have the overall element of priced in. What's priced in? 2.9 is already priced in, or is it not? So just know that. So PSNY, $5 resistance, and your support 468 from the low of yesterday, looking to short overbought conditions because this sucker is weak. TAN, and then I may take a break. Take a break, not a break, but I may stop for a second for GDP data. I actually slept last night, so I'm super excited. I like that we're bouncing from the daily 50 and 200 MA. I like that. On the weekly chart, this thing is healthy. We're coming from a lower low. However, the size of that bounce has me more optimistic for a tan bull. I'm much more comfortable tan bull up here. That's if the market can get its act together on this daily 50 and 200 MA. So I think a pullback buy makes sense. Hourly higher low, looking for hourly higher low compared to the low of yesterday. I like it. And you may get that with the first 5 minute oversold or first 15 minute oversold. That may be a prudent location to scout along. I'm going to go skip to Jason's question. I don't like it. I'm going to do Binance, but it's sideways. This 4 hour bar coding, this is what I call bar coding, where we're going sideways and we're just riding the EMAs. Looks like a bear and bull duel. My thought process when I evaluated Binance Bitcoin the last few hours is it's a hurry up and wait and see. They're really waiting on this GDP data. We have a squeeze. It's definitely compressing, trying to figure out what they're going to do with their life. On the daily, we have this little bobble here. If I ignore that and you do 2 day, this is still a bear flag. Look at that. As long as we're below 17070, and let's make it easy, 17100, you still have a 2 day bear flag. I don't like it. All right. And I hope that you have been doing your homework if you're going to actively trade today, that if someone says, if you're trading Bitcoin, I hope someone says, what's the dealio with Bitcoin? You could say, I can tell you exactly what the dealio is. Okay. Good morning, Maddie. Hi, Merry Christmas. So glad you're here. Homebody, you're at Camp 4 at Everest. So back to the homework comment. I hope that if you're trading an instrument that you know The instrument plus any direct correlations, you know them very well. If you're trading Bitcoin, you should know that NASDAQ is in a potential 6-hour inverse head and shoulders. And so you just got to know what you're trading. It's kind of like dating someone and not knowing anything about them. It's irresponsible. You got to get that FBI detective stuff out. I'm kidding. You don't have to do that unless you're a girl. All right. We have GDP in 2 minutes, and I'm going to forget to introduce myself, so I'm going to do that right now. Good morning. If this is your first time here, this is who I am. I'm Chart Gal Lori. I'm part of the Chart Guys community. We teach technical analysis. If you want to give me a follow on Twitter, that would be wonderful, at Chart Gal Lori. And let's go back to the charts. Let's get our levels pulled up, and let's see how gross this domestic product is. All right. You have a double top at 391975, 391950. 6 hour is the clearest for me on most indices, and we have plenty of room for higher low on ES. Plenty of room. And on NASDAQ, we have this potential 6 hour inverse head and shoulders. This is the overarching chart for my day. Most important sentence I've said, this is the overarching chart for my day. We have low volume. We could get a very extreme spike or drop because of low liquidity, all right? Don't be quick to buy any falling knife. Don't be quick to short stuff, because low liquidity, it can get extreme. We have algos. They're going to read, is it 2.9? Is it less? Is it more? And it could get extreme, okay? So please be careful. And I'm going to try to stay succinct after this number is released, because there will be volatility, but I have a show to do, and I want to give you as much content as I possibly can while the indices sort out their life. If they have turmoil, that's not my initial problem. Okay, initial is down. Let's see what that data is. Okay, we have jobless claims expecting 220, GDP expecting 2.9. No, Mary, you haven't missed it yet. Your support on ES is 386250. Pretty muted, actually. Very muted response. All right, 3.2 is GDP. 3.2. Let me post that real quick. $3.2. All right. Let me back up and make sure there's nothing important. Well, y'all are all important, but nothing that's like not working. Audio, visual, all of those things. So let me start with, again, this is who I am. I'm Chart Gal Lori. I'm part of the Chart Guys community. We teach technical analysis, and what I do here every morning is my goal is to get you ready for the trading day. I have this table that I use to convey what I'm looking at as objective as possible. We're leaning more bearish than bullish today, and I would say this is the most important chart for me today, NASDAQ. Let's go look at it. You're running after the grandbaby. Okay, we have this potential 6 hour inverse head and shoulders on NASDAQ. And if you're new here, my voice doesn't always sound like this. I'm recovering from the Rona, so I will be much better next week. So just bear with me. I hope it's strong enough that you can understand me. So we have this potential 6 hour inverse head and shoulders. That does not make NASDAQ stronger than ES. It actually makes it weaker, because ES got a higher high. RTY got a higher high. YM got a higher high. NASDAQ was unable to get a higher high. So now we need NASDAQ to join the party, or the bears could take over. I have this little arrow over here because of symmetry. I'm going to get a little water. I feel like I know you too, Michelle. Thank you for your kind words. Okay, when we have an inverse head and shoulders, you don't want to see a person with a super wonky shoulder. You want symmetry. So this value over here, let me get my price table. Where's my price tag? It's right here. Right here, 11,27550. That was low that we experienced last Friday. Well, now we're down at 11,233. That is not symmetry. We decrease the odds that this is a 6 hour inverse head and shoulders the more that we pull back, and the deeper we pull back here on this right shoulder. Does that make sense? And look what's acting as resistance, 50 RSI. You see it? acting as resistance. So this is the most important chart. Most of our charts, and I say that in quotation marks, most of our charts have room for 4-hour higher lows. So for me, the battle, it's going down. For me, it's going down the last half of this day, not the first half. And I'll have to explain what that means. But let me show you my notes. These are notes that I typically reserve for TCG members only. I'm going to show you those today because it's Christmas, and I have a few things that I want you to be able to read along with me. I hate reading. I hate when someone reads to me. It's like insulting. Like, I can read. Okay, thanks, Maddie. I appreciate that. So back to NASDAQ. We have enough room for a 6-hour higher low and on ES. So this pullback and the volume that we pull back and how we behave here at 15-minute oversold, 30-minute oversold, and even hourly oversold. Let's see, can we get to hourly oversold? Yes, we can get to hourly oversold and still have room for higher low. That may be where the battle goes down. So I'm saying these pullbacks and where we battle there, that's where Compton's going to happen. That's where the bulls and bears are really going to duke it out. Let me go back to ES and let's start at the top. So on ES, we're losing our hourly uptrend. On the next bounce, bears are looking to top fish. So maybe this is the most important chart. I think it is. All right. So let's draw our little rectangle. Right here is where hourly would be oversold, right here in this area. Top fish setup would be here. So are we going to get to hourly oversold? If we're at hourly oversold, we still have a chance for a 4-hour higher low. I like a long in that area as long as we get a 2 to 5 minute trend change on shorter term time frames. If I'm going too fast, slow it down or rewind it. It is my contention that what y'all want more from me is data versus going super slow. If y'all want something different, tell me. We may look at it for 2023. So when we bounce, bears will be looking to top fish and bulls are looking to bottom fish hourly oversold. So I feel like this morning I may be in no man's land and I need more extreme reactions either to the upside or to the downside. I promise my throat doesn't hurt, so if it sounds like that, it doesn't. Hang Seng was up 2.71% and DAX was flat overnight. PCE tomorrow, which is still super important. Holiday bias is in effect. Focus on word bias doesn't mean facts. Junior guys are left on the floor and they're more comfortable trading long than they are short. So that's why typically the Santa rally is bullish because there are just the junior traders on the floor. So just know that. Are we going to have 15-minute oversold to find those 4-hour higher lows, or will it be hourly oversold for those longs? Awesome. I'll keep it going. Are you a 4 quarters or a 10 dimes type of trader? Okay, let me explain to you what I mean. I've worked with traders in the past when I've mentored that they like to trade more than they like to make money. They say they want to make money more than they want to trade, but that's not what their actions line up to be. I want you to focus. My goal for you and my wish for you for next year and today is for you to focus on higher conviction trades, more high quality trades, is greater than high quantity trades. And let me tell you, I'm going to just back you up into this analogy and how I came up with it this morning. I mentioned that it's my son's birthday this week and we're taking him out to dinner, and I was thinking, man, what am I going to wear? And I have bought like 4 or 5, like I love matching whatever suits, like 3/4 zips and joggers or whatever. And I've bought like 4 or 5 sets from Walmart this year because I don't need expensive things. But I was thinking, man, I wish I would have just bought one good suit. Let's call it a track suit. Let's just call it a leisure suit. Let's just say I'm middle-aged just for, the example's sake. a leisure suit. I wish I would have invested in a nicer set that I could wear out tonight and feel proud versus these Walmart sets that I've already worn out. Does that make sense? And that's something that I want to evolve as a human is I want to focus on higher quality pieces, whether that is clothing, whether that is friends. I'd rather have 4/4 friends versus 10 dimes. I'd rather have 4 higher quality trade setups than 10 mediocre trade setups. So that's my nugget for the day is my wish for you is for you to become a 4/4 trader and focus on quality and not quantity. I'm so glad my voice held out for that part. I really wanted to go over that today. Okay, I'm going to move my notes off the screen so I can stay organized. And we're going to keep ripping through the charts. Andre, yes, I use Heiken Ashi candles. Once I'm in a trade, I sometimes use it to identify trends. I think it's a wonderful technique to keep you in the trade. We also have Trade Keeper, which also helps keep me in the trade. So I rely more heavily now on Trade Keeper than I do Heiken Ashi. Okay, NASDAQ, your resistance 11,389.75, support 11181. All right, RTY. RTY resistance set. Oh, let me back up. Shoot. On the daily, on every major indices, we have bear flags in play. Do you see that? 39.47 keeps a bear flag alive. $11,538 keeps a bear flag alive. 1792 keeps a bear flag alive. And YM 33657 keeps a bear flag alive. Apple 137.69 keeps a bear flag alive. Now, that was our major 4 indices plus Apple. Don't get it twisted. Bulls had a fun day yesterday. They got it out of their system. Yes, we have junior traders on the floor that are more comfortable playing bull. Bears are large and in charge. Bear flags are still the more likely scenario. Haley, yes, we will be rolling out Indicator Store in 2023. Jason's on here. If there's anything different, Jason, that I should be saying, please clarify. But yes, it is our intention to roll it out so individuals can buy Trade Keeper. Okay, I gave you support and resistance. YM, yeah, it's a potential daily bear flag, but look at that. It's bouncing off that 50 MA. I would not mess with YM. You know, you got those crazy girls in school and crazy boys, and I grew up in the country, so remember this, just context. It's never okay to fight kids. But there was those girls you wouldn't mess with. You know, they were where the women were women and the sheep were afraid. Like, I had a basketball coach. I'm not kidding. I was guarding this big girl, country girl in high school basketball. He told me to pull the hair on her legs to distract her. Now, what situation can you pull hair on a girl's legs? Okay, so what I'm saying is YM, this is that girl with hair on her legs. I would not be messing with YM. YM is a big old bull. So even though it has the potential for a bear flag, is relatively strong, I would stay away from YM shorts in general, because it has been leading us to the promised land of potential bullishness. Oh, Mal, you're funny. All right. VIX is attempting to get something going. Y'all, fear exit stage right at this level of the game. I did measure it on our table weighting here. I favored, definitely favors the market bulls because of the way that fear has been dissipating so quickly. However, I don't think we can glean a lot from this due to just pure time of year. US 10-year, however, this is a big old problem. This is a fly in the ointment for NASDAQ bulls. This is a beautiful potential daily bull flag. US 10-year represents higher interest rates. Higher interest rates impact technology more than any other sector because technology has more debt on their balance sheet than anyone else. This is a problem, a major, major problem for NASDAQ. This could get in the way of their 6-hour inverse head and shoulders dreams. And I have that denoted here, US 10-year potential daily bull flag. That is a bad thing for market bulls. And we're still pulling back. Okay. Hang Seng is up 2.71% on more COVID reopening headlines. Over the next month, they're going to ease travel restrictions. So remember, every COVID headline that comes out of Asia, that impact softens and softens and softens. And some of you may be able to go pick on some of these China names like Baba. You may be able to get a top fish out of it because they pop up on this and then they tend to give it back as of late. That's a ninja only idea though. DAX is German ETF. They are flat. Bitcoin, I went over that potential 2-day bear flag. Oh, yeah, we want more people. I don't want more people jobless, but the FOMC does. They want the job market to cool down and not be so hot so that their interest rate hikes are working. Thank you for that, homebody. I didn't look at that data when it came in. Potential 2-day bear flag on Bitcoin, going sideways on the 4-hour. 16725 is your key support and key resistance. 1691569. I'm so thankful my voice cleared up. Dear Lord, please let it hold for the rest of this show. Amen. Ethereum, potential 2-day bear flag. It was slightly stronger than Bitcoin this morning, but it's giving it up now. 1209 is your next support, 120549, and then 120306. It would just be so hard for me to be a crypto bull right now with those 2-day bear flags overarching. And of course, indices, we have the same problem. We have bear flags overhead. Gold. If you're interested in my chart setup, you can click on the link below in the PDF explanation to receive a PDF explanation as to what all is on my chart. So gold, this could be a diamond bearish reversal pattern forming. Careful, careful, gold bulls. So I like gold bearish. And we have a megaphone on the dollar here. If the dollar could get that higher low and then zoom up, that would be good for metal bears. Let me go back to gold. I gave you those levels. We lost 1821. Your next support is 1800 psych, then 1793. Oil has been bullish this morning. I'm currently short. I'm telling you this about 40 cents too late, and I apologize for that. I did have someone ask me in the room over here on oil. We kind of went through the logic and the thesis. So this morning, I was typing out 2 hours ago what was going on with oil. And Rusty was asking, is this a 15-minute rising wedge? I didn't think so because it was getting more follow through. I like the short idea because we were 4-hour overbought in a weekly downtrend. I can't short just based on the thesis. We need price to hold. The $80 psych resistance with a 5-minute trend change happened. And then we got that trend change. Yes, I like that risk to reward trade setup. And he was asking me about that 2 hours ago. So that was right here. Right here. And I took that short with him. So on the next bounce, if you missed that trade, you could potentially short the next 15-minute lower high on a bounce. Nat gas. And again, I apologize for telling you 40 cents after the fact. It's literally my least favorite thing in trading is when people tell you about awesome trades after the fact. I think it's BS. If you can't trade it live, then don't mention it. I just wanted to go over the thesis. Someone else asked me about it, and I said, yes, I like that setup. Nat gas has inventory today. They have broken daily support. Super weak. Opportunistic by the bears, taking advantage of low volume morning. Your support is 5.119, then $5 psychological. Don't be a hero. My best friend in high school, she used to tell my grandma when she'd come over, she's like, I'm going to get married and take half. Then I'm going to get married and take half. That's how I'm going to make my money. And my grandma says, half a zero is zero. I see the guys you're dating. This ain't going to work. You're playing. So don't be a zero. Be a hero. Buy on the right side of the V when you're looking to bottom fish. Make the bulls prove it to you in price and volume. They haven't proved a darn thing. I guess I'm a little spicy this morning. Okay, Apple. Let me go to my notes and see what I typed about Apple. Potential daily bear flag, 4 hour has enough room for higher low. Let's see what the bulls can do. Low of yesterday, 13275. We're coming in hot to that low of yesterday right here and the hourly 50 MA. So it'll be interesting to see if Apple can hold up. I want to know if Apple gets oversold on the hourly. And let me use this time to stop and show you this chart. So price action is the number one thing on your chart. I just want to show you the hourly chart on NASDAQ. If you were to go back and go long, hourly, oversold, short, hourly, overbought, you would have made significant gains. Buying the oversold conditions, selling the overbought conditions. Here, yesterday, I was looking at it. I'm like, is this a NASDAQ long in this area? And I looked at the hourly RSI. I'm like, no. Use RSI to tell you, are you in a good location? Not just price action. If you're going long up here with hourly overbought in a weekly downtrend or daily downtrend, and you're going long up here, you got problems. You got more issues than Vogue. We've got a problem. So if you're going long down here, looking for an hourly higher low or 4 hour higher low, that makes sense. Not up here. Use RSI to tell you, are you making a butt of yourself or not? You don't go long with hourly overbought and daily downtrends. So use RSI to tell you if you're an idiot or not. I can't believe I just said that. Okay, or yeah, we can. We can totally believe that I just said that. Okay, your resistance on Apple, 135.44, 135.95. If we can hold yesterday's low, that would give bulls a chance today. Again, the overall tone is this. Bearish. That's the overall tone for the day. Amazon. All right, Amazon 85.21 is support. Amazon has been leading the way to the downside. Potential daily bear flag. Overbought conditions. If we get to 5 and 15 minute overbought on these names, that may be the trade of the day is reverse back burners. Just wait for pops to sell. I nailed it Monday and Tuesday, if I must say so. My thesis was correct. My process, my thoughts. Yesterday, I was slightly off. I was more bearish than I should have been, not factoring in low volume. So today, I don't want to get overly bearish in my statements or bullish. I just want the 6 hour NASDAQ chart has me really open-minded as to what the day can bring. And this table has me grounded in reality. Does that make sense? This is reality. And this NASDAQ chart on the, let's look at it here, on the 6 hour has me open-minded. Not optimistic, open-minded. You got to give up the fundamental narrative. It doesn't matter what was priced in, what wasn't priced in. Jobless claims weren't good for the economy, so less than expected. So what was more important, jobless claims or GDP? We don't know. Stay open-minded. Hourly, we have support at 161.02, the low of yesterday. This is pulling back pretty hard. MU had a miss. 5 minute and 15 minute overbought is for shorting for NVIDIA. Now, Tesla, I still have the sell button there. Someone's still hitting it. Remember, it doesn't have to be Musk selling. We have Barron. He owns tons of Tesla. It doesn't have to be Musk. It could be other people selling. So Tesla is a short until it isn't. We do have the beach ball effect, where I explained yesterday. The shorts are really putting pressure on it, and they're pushing the beach ball underwater. When the last short gets done, or the last seller gets done, or big seller, and we pop, we're going to get a nice pop. But front running that makes no sense. BA, oh buddy. BA, I like BA for an oversold bounce, back burner trade because of how pretty this chart is. Beautiful chart. 5, 15 minute back burner trade setups. Caterpillar, our trade thesis worked out beautiful yesterday. I like a 5 and 15 minute back burner on that one. MU got a miss. 48.45 is the key level today to hold. And bears have room. This is not beat up RSI at 26. So I wouldn't be an overly eager bull to buy this dip on MU. Bears have plenty of room to push this down. Use your stair step for trade ideas or trade setups. And finally, XLE, I like for a short here on the daily, looking for a daily double top against 87.36. I went a lot faster than I normally do because of my voice, and I wanted to get through it, and I started a little early, so I think I taxed it a little more than what I thought. So I like XLE short. I like Caterpillar and BA for back burner bounces. I like NVIDIA for overbought shorting on shorter term time frames, reverse back burner. And I like you. And I'm glad you're here, and I appreciate it. And I'd love for you to hit the like button before you leave. Give me a follow on Twitter at CharkAlLori. TradingView people, thank you for being here. And we do this Monday through Friday. I will be off Monday because it's December 26th and the market is closed. I'll be here tomorrow to hang out with you and get ready for the trading day and for PCE data. Y'all be safe out there. Use stop losses. I appreciate you.